Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Naruti's friend SASUKE UCHIHA. And this guy is actually my favorite character from Naruto. You wouldn't know it because I don't know that much about the character, but I'm just saying that to bother people who are Naruto fans and would rather I don't review the figures at all. I say every character that I review is my favorite, and they don't seem to catch on, but maybe they will now that I've clearly spelled it out for them. But anyway, this is a new version of SASUKE, whatever you want to call him. You know, I did say the names correctly before, and all the Naruto fans who don't actually know how to pronounce things got all mad at me, and I thought that was funny, so now I just mess them up on purpose. They're not troll videos in terms of the review. I'm only trolling the fans of the franchise. The review information is actually valid, just for those of you who aren't clear about that. This one's a pretty solid release, so let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 14.5 centimeters to the top of his head. That's going to make him pretty close to, let's say, 5 and 5/8. We're not counting the very top of the spikes because that wouldn't be helpful for scaling purposes. And here he is up against a Marvel Legends figure of the utmost quality. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a quick question of the day. Which character from this franchise is your favorite? I think a lot of people like this one. A lot of people like that lady Madara, and a lot of people like Naruto himself, I think. Sometimes Cousin Frank makes the list, but you guys can let me know which one is your favorite. For me, I don't know these characters at all, so I can't pick. But I do like that the guy that makes the sand monsters. He's cool. Also the one that has the Kaioken coloring, he's cool too. Okay, so let's talk about the aesthetic. Very plasticky, not a whole lot of shading. A little bit throughout the purple bathrobe, purpley blue. It's indigo, I would say, with purple rope. A little bit of paint going on there. Otherwise, it's just the detail stuff. And I have to say, they did a good job painting the zipper. That's fine. The face paint is pretty clean. The eyes are nice and clean. Mouth is good. Feet, surprisingly, a little bit better done than the original releases of these guys, the old versions. It's not just a different release, but still not great. You would think a franchise based all around showing off feet would have better paint job, but it's not bad. Shading again back here, if it'll focus, is pretty good. And then the Pokeball on his back is, it's not, like they screwed up the Pokeball design a little bit, but it's not bad. This looks a little bit like a ping pong paddle, sorta, or maybe a hot air balloon, I don't know. But it looks pretty good overall. The brisk wraps are painted well enough. And then the rest of it being plasticky is not great, but these are more inexpensive figures. Relatively inexpensive, I should say. So I think it's fine. I think less shine would have been a lot better, though. He's pretty shiny, especially throughout the gray parts. I'm going to give it an 8. It does look decent, and the shading throughout the bathrobe thing does look nice. It makes the figure pop, so it's not bad. Definitely could be better, but it's not bad. Now, as far as accessories go, we have some different faces. We have the neutral face that comes on him in the package. Then we have the face where his eyes are red. Then we have the angry face where his eyes are red. And then we have the yelling angry face where he has one red eye and one eye that is purple. And I think that's from the episode where he and Naruto were having a sleepover and silly old Naruto threw some jam at him and it got in his eye and it turned it purple. So that's what I think that is probably. And then for hands, we have the 2 fist hands that come on him in the package. We have 2 different sets of gripping hands. We have one set of relaxed hands, a clenchy set of hands, and then some wide open hands. That's pretty cool. We do get 3 different versions of his sword. One where it's completely drawn, one where it's completely sheathed, and then one where it is halfway drawn or partly drawn, and that's pretty cool. I like that. And in order to use those, you get a replacement little tab for his rope belt, which does hold the sword. I think that's a nice way of doing that. Then lastly, we do get the all famous spiky turtle punch, which does replace one of his hands, and that's nicely done. The blue is nice and transparent, a little bit of white glazing on the front. I like that spread of accessories. Very pleased with that. Gonna go 9 out of 10. Only thing that we really could use, I think, is either the jar of jam for that one face expression, or maybe a flight pose stand. So, not bad, 9 out of 10. Okay, let's talk about the articulation. The head, I'll pop it off so you can see. Double ball peg. What? That's the way you want to do it. That is the good stuff. They brought the good stuff for Naruto. So you can just move his head around however you want. The collar is stiff though, not soft. Definitely should have been soft plastic. But you can, other than the collar, move this emo ninja's head around however you want, and you'll be just fine. For the torso, we get a weird kind of butterfly joint that's just connected on a ball peg down here, so it does move up and down a little bit, and it does rotate pretty well to get that arm across the chest. I like that. And then you have your ball hinge for the shoulder itself, so it works really well. These new versions of the Naruto guys are way better than the old versions. Way, way, way better. Bicep swivel is fine. This is a separate piece, so like if you try to spin in here, it won't do anything for the arm. But you do get that. Double jointed elbow works really well. Wrists on a ball hinge, that's fine. Torso articulation, we have some floating pieces. Otherwise, it's just a couple of ball pegs. It works really well. It doesn't look great always because of the floating pieces the way they've done it, but you can get this torso pretty much however you want. Other than a... Nope, you can do it. I didn't think it was going to go that far. It goes really far back, really far forward, side to side, everything you want. It works really well. I like that. His robe, they did put cuts down the side. I think they could have made it a little less obvious, but that'll be okay for the hips. So bringing the hips out to the side, almost full on splits, so that's a good thing. Bringing the hips forward, they go horizontal, bringing it back. Whoa! If you bring it back too far, it just pops right off, and it's just on a ball peg, just like the Dragon Ball figures are. Where'd that leg go? Alright, so that's the leg. It just pops right on. No big deal. So it goes out the side that far. If you go too far back, it just fights too much and pops off. So yeah, this should have had another split in the back probably if you wanted the legs to go back, but it's probably not necessary, so that's alright. Thigh swivel is fine. Double jointed knee, not the best looking knee we've seen, but it's okay. It'll get the job done, and it poses pretty well. And then for the ankles, it's not quite a ball hinge, but functionally speaking, it works like a ball hinge. You get your hinge there. It doesn't go back quite as far, but probably far enough. You get your ankle rocker, and you get your rotation. So it's a pretty good ankle joint. Really loose toe hinge, but it's pretty far forward. I like that, and it's not terribly well done, but it's not bad. So you can see when you bend it, you get a little bit of this going on right here, but it's not awful. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then the last thing is the ties right here. As you can see, they're on ball pegs. So there's a ball peg for the whole thing, and then each side is on a ball peg also. And that's pretty cool. I like that. You can pose that around as much as you need to make it look good. So it's a really strong release. I might actually keep these Naruto figures, these two that I bought to review for you guys, just for the views. But I kind of like them, like the figures anyway. I don't care about the show. But maybe someday I'll get into it. A lot of people keep telling me, just watch it, you'll like it. I tried, I don't. It's not good. Anyway, I'll give the articulation for this guy a 9 out of 10. It poses pretty well. Like, really well. There's not much I would say needs to be better other than, like, fix the collar and maybe split this up a little bit differently. But it's a really, really strong release. I think it's even better than Naruto himself. So I'm going to give Sasuke an overall rating of 9 out of 10. It is a good figure. If you are into the Naruto show, then SASUKE right here is the one that you should probably pick up if you're only going to get one, or get them anyway because you're going to get all of them, but it's a good one. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down is okay too, and if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel, so make sure you come back for all of that, and in the meantime, watch Dragon Ball instead.